15 tips how to turn your old home into a modern enclave. You might be wondering how to modernize your old house if you own it or recently bought one. There is no doubt that luxury decorating isn't cheap, but it will last and look amazing for years to come. The following tips can help you transform your old home into a modern luxury retreat. Number 1. Have a plan. Above all, whichever route you decide to go for the luxurious look, make sure that you have a plan in place for it. When it comes to decorating a room, simply throwing a bunch of expensive furniture, lights, paintings, and rugs into the room without a plan is not a good idea, as it will look bad, flashy, gaudy, and messy. Do some research to make sure you know what you're doing so you know what you're doing, especially before making any purchases, to make your home look fancy. Number 2. Paint the walls and ceilings. There are various signs of aging in an older home, such as cracks in the walls and chipped paint. It is essential that you hide these imperfections in your home in order to modernize it. A fresh coat of paint is often all that is needed to solve the problem. Maintaining the character of the home is a good idea if it is possible. If you wish to highlight these details, you may need to polish some areas in order to achieve the best results. Depending on the overall aesthetic of your home, it may be best to experiment with different color palettes that will complement your home's overall aesthetic. It is possible to make your room stand out with a white or beige wall painted in high-gloss paint and a dark gray door painted in high-gloss paint. Number 3. Buy the right furniture. In order to conceal any trimmings that provide clues about the age of the house, there are a number of ways in which you can do so. Your furniture, on the other hand, is an entirely different matter. According to Kosala, if you want to make your home, primarily the dining room, look more contemporary, you may need to invest in timeless pieces that will work best with your lifestyle in order to achieve this. It is important to choose furnishings that come with simple styles that perfectly blend modern life with the traditions of the past. Number 4. Highlight stained glass. For many people, stained glass may seem to be a thing of the past. If you have a discerning eye, however, you might find it to be a focal point in your modern home. If you like to showcase your stained glass window, paint the walls with a simple white paint. This will ensure that it becomes a piece of artwork that comes to life when it is exposed to the sunlight. In order to create a magical environment, you may want to consider getting some 1930s Art Deco internal doors to complement your stained glass windows. Number 5. Take inspiration from the outdoors. In order to modernize a home, you do not always have to incorporate new items into your home. The subtle way of achieving this is by adding pieces that are weathered and take inspiration from outdoor living, such as rustic accents and weathered pieces. If you are looking for a rustic vibe for the interior of your old home, you can use items such as woven baskets, vintage home numbers, and wood with patina in order to create a rustic look. Number 6. Adopt minimalism. Modern living is characterized by the ethos of minimalism. It would be a good idea to keep this in mind when you are redecorating your home. It may be a good idea to avoid big shelving systems that can only make your room look heavy. Instead of having heavy shelving units, you may opt to have light and airy ones. As a style tip, they are a fantastic choice if you want to make sure you have enough storage while maintaining a modern look. In addition, it helps maintain the original architecture of the house as well. Number 7. Install drapery for difficult windows. Older homes are known for their unique window styles, which give them a unique appearance. While removing them may only cause damage, it would be preferable if you could conceal them instead of removing them. By using drapery, you will be able to deal with old and eccentric windows without sacrificing the amount of natural light you receive. It is possible to bring that modern charm into your space without compromising the structural integrity of the space by installing light-colored curtains. Number 8. Embrace open layouts. Due to the fact that most dated homes have been constructed on unusual lots, it is quite common to find similar quirky room layouts in dated houses. It is possible to turn any space into one that is modern by embracing the open layout concept. Please note, however, that if you want to do this, you might have to break rooms up into zones. A layout with an open layout allows for better functionality. The zones can be defined more effectively by a strategically placed area rug and placement of furniture in the right places. There is something charming about old houses. However, there may be a need to change the space depending on how your lifestyle changes over time. There is no doubt that you will soon have a luxurious home for your family to live in. Number 9. Accessories and artworks. There have been a few mentions of picture frames, lamps, and other accessories in other design trends, but for a luxurious look, we think that it's worth discussing them in their own right. Real paintings in nice frames, preferably from local artists, are always an option when it comes to decorating your home. In order to break up the monotony of large walls, it is particularly useful to do this. It is also helpful to have sculptures and fancy lamps around the house. If you are concerned about the functionality of the silver tea set mentioned before, as well as the availability of space, that is still an option. At least if you enjoy drinking tea. As mentioned earlier, rugs are an option worth considering, especially if you want to help dampen the sound of a large room, since they help absorb the sound. Number 10. Play with lighting. It is worth noting that lighting fixtures such as lamps, chandeliers, and candles, whether they are real or electrical, can not only add a sense of luxury on their own through their own design, but by mixing up the lighting in the room, you can add dramatic and alluring aspects to the room's aesthetic. As a consequence, such efforts give the room a sense of depth and appeal, and the use of multiple lights at the same time, especially if they are fancy ones, can make it look pretty ritzy. It is also great fun to make your in-laws laugh when they try to guess the amount of your electric bill when they get a chance to do so. Number 11. Plants. There is no doubt that houseplants are usually pretty cheap, but if you have the space, the lighting, and the time to take care of them, then a fancy plant can not only add a touch of luxury, but also some color and natural beauty to your home. There are a lot of options available if you know where to look, but bonsai trees are the obvious choice. Number 12. Try temporary wallpaper. In order to add luxury to a home, sometimes it is necessary to experiment with a variety of changes until you find one that yields the desired results. For example, you can use a temporary pattern or photo wallpaper in various rooms so that you can determine how certain patterns help you achieve your goals. In the event that a pattern does not achieve the results you want, you can easily switch it out with a new one until you find the one you prefer. Number 13. Freshen up. Don't forget, a home's aesthetics aren't the only thing that makes it feel luxurious. It is also its space and functionality. It is likely that any other improvements you make will not have the same effect if there are odors or stale air present. Thus, it is a good idea to air out your home on a regular basis. If you want to add to the effect, you can also install air fresheners and scented candles throughout the house in order to enhance the ambience. Number 14. Going old school. There is no doubt that antique furniture and accessories can be a bit pricey, but some of that older stuff can look quite lovely. It is possible to create a very nice look with a silver tea set, an old china cabinet, or an early crystal chandelier. There is no doubt that as you get older, the more ornate the designs and materials become. Furniture, flatware, lamps, candlesticks, picture frames, jewelry boxes, and pretty much anything else that you can imagine fall into this category. There are certainly some antiques that are not as ornate as others, but if they are in good enough condition, just the fact that they are a part of your decor is pretty luxurious in and of itself. Number 15. Mix and match. Adding luxurious textures, rich colors, and ornate furniture to a room can create an opulent atmosphere that is sure to impress. Do not overdo it, as it can result in the layout appearing gaudy and overdone if you overdo it. That being said,